firsthand as a NASB 2 player. Grinding Wi-Fi, it gets you good. I don't want to hear nothing about any of these people. And look at Marvale. I've been peeping Collision on Twitter. I've been peeping those streams every now and again. I lurk. I don't say nothing, but I've been peeping them. And I know that Marvale has been doing some wonderful work out here. Let's see how he can handle against another one of Jersey's finest.
When you have a very, very expansive crew like MBS backing you up, you've got all the practice in the world, whether it be online, offline, fests, or tournaments. He's got it going on. But we get to see how he's doing against Deltaforce. Not the first set these two have played, but I'm not sure of their exact set record. But I mean, of the past few tournaments, they've been passing it back and forth when it comes to the wins or losses. Still in best-of-3 territory as we start off with a rather even percentage, but Deltaforce in command.
It's interesting with a character like Link, who in prior Smash games I feel like traditionally would falter way better towards keeping you at the mid-range. But against a character like Palutena, who has crazy like burst damage, crazy burst range, and that dash attack at all times. Link in this game with his priority of his neutral air, especially with the way that I know Deltaforce at the very least claims he likes to play, he can handle a little more aggressive. When you have a neutral air that beats out the neutral air of the goddess herself, you know you got to use that properly. As I'm speaking of using properly, beautiful resource management of using his own bomb against him and then not even picking it up and just letting it explode and losing neutral.
Trying to do the optimal thing, like run up jab to pick it up, but no, Deltaforce gonna let that rip. Oh, the jump air dodge to get past the bouncing bomb was so nice and picked up the reward afterward thanks to the chase down. Marvale running down with this back air, using it to intercept or at the very least trade with a lot of the step forward, jump back pressure that Deltaforce likes to do. And now you got hit by a Palutena in there. Instant pain train to 41%.
Tiny little back launcher hitbox, that's all you need. Those initial ones at the beginning, they can help you get that damage, but all you got to do is space that back one, and drifting through the air is Marvale, and drifting a little too fast through the air to his death as Deltaforce is going to even it out right here. Only about a 20% differential between these players right now, and I love that, just doing it. That's just bread and butter Palutena. Just doing it in space, putting it where you know he's going to be, rather than where he is. Bread and butter fundamental Smash Brothers.
Gotta have that on lock with a character like Palutena who just rewards that to heavy extents. Oh, the run-up grab as well. Deltaforce has been so spot on with a lot of the more defensive options from Marvale, and that's a huge punish. Run-up, forward smash. Gotta think that was meant to be an instant dash attack and just got something else.
Look, I was never the biggest frame data guy in my life, but that's in like that's in the double digit with the 5 number in front of it.
You might have a whole second.
Yeah. And that may not sound like a long time if you're like a new viewer to the esports world or Smash Brothers in general, but we go by frames here. You know, a second, that's like an eternity in normie times. Oh, the reversal! I love that. He's a master at utilizing those beefy up Bs beyond the ledge and reversing them to just get those edge guards. Yeah, I can come down here. I can press a button against Link's recovery. No. Even with Palutena, you can't. And speaking of you can't do those air dodges, but he makes it back. Pal's recovery is good.
Going for another one of those teleport cancels, finds the Nair into the up tilt afterwards, and a nice conversion in order to pick up that stock. But taking so much damage right off the bat, Deltaforce is allowed to control a lot of space here, getting pushed into the corner. Whoa, the run-up fastball after that fair one was so nice, but only finding the grab instead of anything big, like something like an up tilt or maybe an up smash conversion.
That was like some real like Link main-ish right there. That's the kind of thing where like if you play Link in randoms and you get that, you're not going to run up and just go for that grab there because you don't recognize that you're positive. Deltaforce has been playing this character forever. He knows that off of weird janky situations like that, yeah, I can hit him there.
Marvale is putting on the pressure, though, keeping Link off bounds, keeping Deltaforce by this ledge, threatening an edgeguard with every waking moment. Good for Deltaforce to get back to center. I like the priorities, but Marvale is just one step ahead, looking for the jumps. Yet the prioritization of staying grounded from Deltaforce is so perfect. When you're a heavy fast faller like Link, the fastest fast fall in the game, his fall speed increases by a whole 90%. Getting to the floor is everything. When you have range like Link can with that up tilt, you know that Deltaforce was just looking for that one stray hit and that one call out to make that game go in his favor and stop the bleeding a little bit.
We'll take a look at this end situation again. It's the one time he committed off of that edge guard that he wound up dying. That's a second double jump up air right there. I respect it.
Oh,
you know, because like full on, like you get that jump, he's absolutely dead. But you know, I was just sitting here zen and calm as could possibly be, even though like Marvale was the one down about 74% on those even stocks for the last stock. Because it's Palutena, and she can just do stuff like that and take games like for lead from the depths of heaven. I was going to say hell, but that's a goddess that we're looking at right there. That is how we start a game, and that is how we keep a set going after losing game one. Beautiful stuff from Marvale.
She goes up, so you go down, and like, that's the I mean, that's a great play to start off and carrying over some of the momentum that you gained from game number 1. A little bit more of an awkward start here after Deltaforce was dropped that initial stock, but man, Marvale just like so willing to make plays, and I think that's something so huge against like a fast character like Palutena. Like you're always thriving on more general and more blanket kind of stage situations and common scenarios because your fundamentals are so strong. So when you're able to turn that up with some powerful plays and like, willing to make reads, that's when Palutena can get especially dangerous.
Oh yeah. With those invulnerable options as well on top of everything else. Link may have that range factor, but Palutena's got some pretty good stuff of her own, and I love him actually drifting low enough to ensure not getting caught by the beefy up B, but Deltaforce unfortunately just going a little too low for it. Now it's definitely looking like Marvale's game to lose on Town and City.
That's the ledge trap that Deltaforce wants to put you in, his pseudo-win condition, to say the least. Bomb bouncing at neutral get-up, you can't jump, you can't neutral get-up, you can't get-up attack, you're forced to wait it out or try something fancy, or go for a roll, which Deltaforce is already covering.
I love the way Marvale is just trying to control space with these double jump reversal neutral airs right here. Just turning them around and then just drifting back forward. They're just really, really good. Even if they're not used as baits, it's a really wonderful way to control space and just like really take advantage of Link's danger zone, you know? Right. He's not the fastest in the air. It's not necessarily his biggest problem, but he does have a range. That's kind of what Marvale is just recognizing and taking advantage of, like just having sort of a semi-superior drift, I should say, but more than anything else, he's just controlling those turnaround grabs really, really well. It's stage control right now. That's the name of the game. But he does lose it off of that forward air right there. One more stock on the part of Marvale. But if Deltaforce can land this, Link is the kind of character that can take it back. Don't know if he's going to live another one of those, though, Ubel. Definitely not.
Yeah. Finds the up tilt again on one of those high teleports, using the bomb to instantly get out of danger. Man, it's so tough, but hey, Deltaforce has been making a lot of plays, been pushing the envelope quite a bit here in Nintunis. We get to see if he's able to find one hit and take it for a ride. There's a strong boomerang just into the fair. Sometimes the road to a comeback is slow and steady instead of some of these fiery plays that we've been seeing Marvale pull off. Different tempo, but getting that result nonetheless. Deltaforce, but the turnaround up smash from Marvale. An instant answer and a mirror of game 1 in a lot of ways. A lead for Marvale that started slipping towards the end, yet making a strong, grounded anti-air type play to take the game.
Perhaps the way that he was controlling space on a stage like Town and City was better against a sort of traditionally slower character in the sense like Link. I mean, first of all, getting that right there, that was already just,
sets a tone.
You gotta take as much insurance as you can get off of that, as he certainly did. But it certainly wasn't for the blast zones as to why we went to Town and City. He lived every single dash attack off the top, and I feel like, you know, Palutena can get a lot of her kills off the top, namely, so when you take that away from her, it's not the best. So you know that that's not the reason he went to Town and City. Definitely opted to just like try to control space with those neutral airs a little bit better, try to get some kills off the side, take advantage of Link off the level perhaps a little bit more. But more than anything else, you know, you saw Marvale get like a little like, took a big sigh of relief when he went for that up smash right there, because he knows if that whiffed, it would have been a big
He's just gone.
stock.
He didn't need to do that.
Are you sure? The magnet hands, I think, might have accomplished something there. You would probably know more than me.
I mean, it didn't look like it, and again, Link falls extremely fast. His magnet hands oftentimes just don't... His fall speed doesn't give his magnet hands time to reach. However, you still confirm the stock with Marvale after that down tilt. Palutena's counter not letting him down. Gets the opportunity to close out yet another edge guard and thus begin to play his game through the remainder of this game 3. And we're not in best of 5 territory yet here in Nintunis, and Marvale's really making a show out of it.
And I love that up air because it's not even a risk. Like, I get this jump here, you're dead.
Ooh.
I don't. Guess who still has stage control, baby? And guess who's up 2 stocks to 1 because of it?
That easy down tilt, covering so much space and catching a habit that Deltaforce really likes to go for, which is holding down on his up B. However, the up smash catches the teleport, canceling that Marvale has been liking to do with these platforms. You saw it on PS2 in Game 1, Town to City on Game 2, and back to familiar territory leads to perhaps some habits that Deltaforce can exploit. Not like that, though. Lucky he's not getting more punished than he already did with just one nair.
I feel like once Marvale gets a lead, he definitely knows how to run away with it. You know, this is one of the big things about Palutena is that she is an advantage monster. Oh, yeah. Getting in on her, she kind of has 2 invulnerable hitboxes in terms of her shield, both in the back air and that dash attack, which are both applicable in totally different situations. So once you're in, unless you know how to take advantage of that like good like projectile game, Palutena just kind of controls space on platforms a little bit better than a character with a sword, and that's kind of how you know when you're getting out-tiered. It's rough, you know. That's what, like you said last game, it's like a long, slower climb for a character like Link and a player like Deltaforce to make it back instead, and that is why Marvale has just won over Deltaforce, securing his spot in Winners Finals.
And honestly, for the past few weeks, for the past few months, that has been very familiar territory for Marvale. Just consistently able to push the envelope, push himself, get himself into the later parts of bracket, win a couple of these fusions even, just looking so strong, and well, like kind of putting in his bid as yet another unranked or low-ranked Jersey player that you've got to watch out for as we get to one of Tri-State's premier majors this weekend.
Today it's Jersey, and quite literally tomorrow the world.
Yeah.
Truthfully, that's what I want to say about Marvale right now. And he is a member of what I will say to this, that is definitely now one of just the most stacked crews all around at this point,
yeah, for
I
sure.
would say. Like MBS, I remember watching them from just the wee lads.
Yeah.
The wee lads.
Some of them still
that
are.
they were. I know. They are still wee lads. God, I remember when, like, one of my old jobs, like, they were all just, like, hanging around that spot, and they saw me, and they all just talked me up about Smash Forever. Like, they all just like, oh, my God, it's Nintunis. And I was like, oh, boy. it was crazy. That was back when I used to run some kiosks. And Marvale, of course, just the latest recipient of all that high-class training that MBS gets you. Just to put one in case you guys aren't aware, you know, probably one of their top representatives. The name you all know and love at this point would be Syrup.
Yeah, Syrup.
Talking Ben,
Pharaoh.
I think it goes by now.
It's one of those, like,
just the latest hotness that they change their tags.
Talking Ben has been a tag that Syrup has changed to a couple times. Maybe it's like a mentality thing, because I see him play more Ness when he's Talking Ben, but I don't know. Whatever. But Syrup, as he's more common.
No judgments.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying when I read the seeding chart for Collision, you gotta put the parentheses there because we're not all aware of the Talking Ben. I don't even know anybody named Ben. Like I don't talk to nobody.